Now we're getting more complicated. We want to Excel to make decision for us. So usually the best thing is to do things when comparing two number. That's require us to know a term called relation operator. So basically trying to compare two numbers, whether it's greater than, less than, equal to, greater equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, or less than equal to. Compare this number where the statement are true or false. And very often what we do once we have this thing is to do condition no statement. Is if the condition is right, okay, then do something, or if else is if something is true, we do something, otherwise we'll do other stuff. And we can nest it, we combine this again and again, then getting more complicated. Let's see the example. So suppose we consider the following. Is we have a list of score, so we want to pass people when they satisfy the idea that they're more than 50 marks, then they pass, otherwise they don't, right? So how to do it? Let's look at this Excel's, right? Bigger, okay? And so it's the same, and this is the answer you're expecting, but let's erase it and do it from scratch, okay? So what we're going to do is if, okay, if the score is more than equal to 50, then we call it pass, right? So because this is the text we want to display, so that's why we have to do the double quotation whenever you want to express the text. So that's why you see pass, right? So if you go down or double click this one, then it's a false, because if you don't specify what's going on when you false, they will say false. So that's why we have to say this is fail, okay? And then when you copy this, then we have pass, 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 fail. So this is how you can do an if statement. So see the next example, little bit more complicated. Instead of grading or passing, we give grades, okay? And give grade, then we have to decide, okay, what grade to give. Is more than 80, then is A. More than 70 is B, otherwise toy is C. So let us look at the spreadsheet. Then we're expecting following would happen, right? Is first two is A, and the next one B, and the last one C. So this is what expecting. But let's do this from scratch again. So what we're going to do is, let's do the simplest thing. We want to assign A first. So if B2 is bigger than or equal to 80, then we give an A, okay? Okay, so this is the simplest thing to do. Is you just do it again, then you'll be A false, right? Now we do it. The next round is if not more than 80, then more than 70, you give B, okay? Then you do it if B2 more than or equal to 70, we give a B. See if this is A, otherwise you give a B, right? So formula, then just copy this, then we have a B. The last thing is we want a C. So if A is not true, go to ask for B. If B is not true, you go for C. So we just add C at the end, and we're done. Let's copy it. So we have A, B, C. So this is how I would do when at the end of semester, many teacher would do. We just try to decide a cutoff, and then this is your ABC, right? And so this is how it can be used. It allows to apply to some finance. So we consider a filter rule. The filter rule will say if the price changes is sufficiently large, then buy, otherwise you don't, right? So basically just relative price change is high more than delta, then you buy, otherwise you don't. So let's see the formula, okay? How to implement. So let me make the slide bigger. Okay. So the date, and this is a closing price. So this is a price, and then this is each day the price, and then what you're going to do. First thing is I want to calculate the price changes. Very simple, which is the today's price over yesterday's price, and this is all the formula here. Okay, so basically what I do is I do it again. Is I just this price divided by yesterday one, and I just double click this one. Then it will give us all thing, and then I want to look at the buy. Okay, buy will be if this one is more than 1 minus delta, right? So I have a delta here, okay, and usually I want to name it. So let's check whether the name has been there. The manager has no name here, so let's define the name delta here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I say if this bigger than 1 plus delta, then we have 1, otherwise we have 0. Okay, so this gives us uh, the action. Okay, so this is all change. This is not many buy. Okay, but this is and then you can see how many buys you have is by just summing the whole column D from D7 to the last column of D. Okay, and sometimes you want to calculate if you really trade based on this, what is the profit, right? There are many ways to calculate this, but the easiest thing is this is the signal that comes from that the second day, right? So you want to trade based on this. How to calculate gross profit is you trade based on this signal on the next day, and what's returned next day is exactly this number. Okay, and so basically what you're going to do is the gross profit. You are not trading on second day but on the third day. So basically the trading is based on this indicator multiplied by this is the gross profit. Okay, so this is the profit the whole, okay, on each day. Then this is the gross profit. You want to calculate net profit, then you just want to subtract by 1 if that's a trade. So what you do is if this is not equal to 0 when there's a trade, okay, then you subtract by 1. Otherwise, there's no profit or loss. Okay, so then you go down, then you will tell you when there's a trade. Okay, you will be calculating this minus 1. Otherwise, you don't do anything. So this is the profit for trade. Okay, and then you want to calculate average return. You can use average if, or you can sum all the profit divided by number of trading. So just basically you can sum of them divided by buy or you can do average if. Okay, but this is how you can do the trade.